I would like to invite Dr. Wasim Fatima from RITE presents the off-top CCAP prescription in sleep medicine from diagnosis to device set.
Good afternoon, everyone. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Shankar sir for this opportunity. It's a privilege to be here. I'm going to be talking about the art of CPAS technique for sleep medicine, some diagnostics device settings. I'll be taking the following headings: introduction to indications of PAP therapy, types of PAP devices, titration methods, follow-up, and also coming to the indications of PAP therapy. Because in all cases of moderate to severe OSA, regardless of symptoms or comorbidities, and those with mild OSA, of course, various options are available, but still have efficacy as symptoms, comorbidities like cardiovascular comorbidities, or depending upon the type of work that they are here. So, evidence for the benefit of PAP therapy is huge. In this particular study, it was published, and then there is a single circuit that's trended. We need to note that the circuit, the ventilator circuits in ICU are double circuits. Here we only have a single circuit, and there is a mask to bridge the exhalation. These are the different types of masks. The first mask they prefer for all freshly diagnosed cases of overlaying the nasal mask. If the patient in the mouth fever, then we give for a full face mask, and the patient gets clothes service the nasal kilo. These are the types of PAP devices that are available. We have CPAP, auto CPAP, BiPAP, and adaptive servo ventilation. I'll be discussing each. So, CPAP is continuous positive airway pressure therapy. It's definitely the first treatment of choice for all, especially like this cases of moderate to severe OSA. In a single pressure that is getting throughout the respiratory cycle, it goes between the range of 5 to 20 centimeters of water is as high as 20 centimeters of water. The next indicated as first line therapy these days. But there are some areas for two techniques particularly suitable, like those who have they have inability to tolerate the fixed fare, and those who have their pressure requirements overnight, like those who use alcohol, nasal congestion, do allergy, high latency poly, then dominant OSA, and positional OSA. Since both of them are equally as first therapies, comparing both in this particular study, it was found that both therapies are equally efficacious. Just the ATS bypass, it is not the first line therapy of OSA. It is only indicated when the patient does not tolerate CPAP or the patient requires high therapeutic pressure of both and pettidier in titration, or when the patient has comorbid condition cause hypoventilation like obesity hypoventilation syndrome, or patient can have conditions like COPD, restrictive lung disease, or neuromuscular disease, wherein patient is retaining carbon dioxide. So for them, BiPAP is suitable. Or if the patient has central sleep apnea, for hyperventilation and central sleep apnea, we always keep a BiPAP with ST mode, meaning that there will be a backup rate. So this is the adaptive servo ventilation. It is not quite commonly used. It is a device which has a servo controller, which is a computer controlled valve. It will adjust the airway pressure on a bed by with basis to maintain the ventilation. So the way I have to do is that CPAP has one fixed pressure, BiPAP has two fixed pressures. Adaptive servo ventilation is a device where PAP is kept constant, but IPAP keeps varying depending upon the patient's breathing pattern. So it is especially beneficial for patients to have periodic type like for the change breathing in heart figure. You can see patient has a vaccine and many type of breathing associated with the apnea. This is the kind of breathing that happen and change stroke prescription in heart failure. Or for those who have central sleep apnea and those who have treatment emergency in sleep apnea, that a patient of OSA started on CPAP develops a central sleep apnea. For all these conditions, ANZ can be used. It is a 3-in-1 device. It has the EPAP, which takes care of OSA. It has a breathing support, which takes care of change stroke respiration. It has a backup ray which they wear of aptitude. Coming to the titration, just like how you titrate and find the appropriate power for a spectacle, we titrate and find the lowest effective pressure that prevents the sorts of events throughout the sleep by the method of titration. We have two methods of titration. We have in laboratory titration where an attendance polysomnography happens and there is a definition manually titrate and find the pressure. We have another type of titration wherein we use the auto CPAP device, which I already described. The patient takes a tool, he uses it for 2 weeks, and he comes back in the download and report, which will give us the PAP, the required pressure. Finally, what we find is the optimum pressure. What is the ECOS cessation? Because whatever pressure diastatic they don't reach the therapeutic level if the leak is super. The allow the leak is actually 24 years fully near the heat that happens through the articulation pores. And we have to look at the residual EHI from this particular pressure. You can see that is a 6. See, allow a little chai of up to 10. And this we look at the frequency stage. Usage in the time as we have actually used the device for 4 hours for night for 70% of night. The 4 hours mark came up because 4 hours is a minimum amount of duration the patient can use the device to discern any benefit of the device. But the more the patient uses the devices, the more better it is for him. Troubleshooting is very, very important because small intervention that we can do can actually go a long way in addressing the compliance of the patient. So let's say a patient has Part D, like this particular patient had T to adjust the mask, asking to wear a side fit. If he's using a nasal mask, then we can ask the patient to go for oronasal mask. If the patient complains of dryness, we can connect to climate controlling tube or humidifier. If the patient has rhinitis or congestion, we go for alignments and the congestion as well as humidifier. Patient has poor understanding or motivation. We need to motivate the patient. Little bit of something about the education and risk of not using treatment and benefit of CPAP and the long-term consequences. Patients do comply with therapy, and those who have prayer-related discomfort, that is heart sick case, we can give something called EPR. EPR is nothing but expiratory pressure relief. So during exhalation, we can bring down the pressure by 1 to 3 centimeters. That is a setting that you can do so that patient can comfortably exhale. If the patient is having difficulty falling asleep because too much pressure is coming in, we can set something called the RAM. So we can set the timing like 0 to 45 minutes. The pressure will slowly build up and it will raise to its guide pressure at the RAM side. Let's say none of this is working, we can always give a fixed CPAP patient an auto-PAP device. If that is also not working and patient is not comfortable, we can give the patient BiPAP. So little bit on the adherence of CPAP. There was published in 2017. It was an Indian study. Even though CPAP is a gold standard treatment, it is associated with very poor adherence. Adherence rate in India in a dismal amount of 30%, and the the main cause and financial constraint is the main reason, and adherence rate is actually more among those who buy the device. So we rent it, ask the patient to rent the device, and as soon as they are comfortable with a particular device, we ask them to buy the device so that their compliance is better. This is a particular graph shows that the dropouts and withdrawal fruit therapy are maximum in the initial months to years after starting therapy. The dismal amount of 30%. Most PAP failures are not treatment failures, they are only adherence failures. So proactive troubleshooting of side effects and frequent follow-up is very important. So we need to tell the patient that any issue that patient might be having, please come to us, we can correct. Because it is correctable. Because modern devices have many settings that are available to make the patient's PAP therapy as comfortable as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.